What's up, guys? So it's reset time. I had I'm just going through. I just logged in. I had a earlier request, as I get a few from time to time, um, wanting to learn how to best port the team, mass teleport the team, and attack in kill event. Now, this can work just within your realm. This can work in void. There's different elements and concerns, but and let me get a shout out to Marzen Jarvis. That's who asked for this in particular. So I'm gonna use my hive here. They're still on fire. These are my farms, right? So pretend I ported here. um, I already put the sheets on the bed. So basically, what you're going to want to do is a place that is near a majority of accounts, not shielded. Even from the main alliance to some farms and such, so that you can get some action while there. Okay. So this is a good spot. I'm kind of a loner. It's a different story, different video for when you go on a solo mission. But for now, say that, and I had a couple friends here. Yep, there's our five and another buddy. This was from Void. They came to hit actually a hive that boarded on my farms. Anyway, what you're going to want to do is put everybody efficiently as near to each other as possible so that you can either use certain players, even extra accounts, alternate accounts that stay shielded for you to hide extra troops. Okay. Um, because the mass stacks, especially the instant ones, the flash attacks, as I call them, where you just see a flash of red and you're already in battle. When people speed, they can destroy your castle. You need to have your troops covered. So you're going to put everybody kind of, as neatly as you can put them. And you want one leader. You need to know who your friends are, who your players are, so that you know who you can trust to put your troops in and for how long. Are they going to port in and go offline, and or port off and go somewhere else and your troops return? Regardless, you want to port in to the hive to a good area that, say it doesn't work out in your original plan, that there's other things, other castles in the general vicinity, one way or another, that you can make something happen with. So you're going to want to put some thought into your landing area for one. Know your landscape, know what's around, know your objective, and know your concerns. Then you're going to want your team on board, paying attention, focused, and they know their job. Everybody needs to know the preset that the alliance sends. So everybody's sending the front line and sharing the losses equally. Now, in this game, so far, especially in the earlier castles, you don't necessarily need much front line. There's my old buddy there. Um, the sending just basically one and one of everything, one front of everything, one mid range of everything, and then heavy back line, that's been doing great. Either way, everybody needs to know what everybody's sending, because if you send one odd type of group of troops that nobody else is sending, all your troops are going to eat the losses. You're going to just take a huge hit. That one odd guy that sends the troops that nobody else is using is going to take all those losses. Unless, of course, it happens to be a strong troop that's not in the line of fire that survives through the battle. Anyway, one leader, one commander. Okay, you want somebody that can that can stay focused, somebody that you trust. Everybody needs to trust this person. And somebody that can keep a cool head, because it gets very, very frustrating. A lot of people are doing different things, from scouting all the castles and posting links and reports of their scouts they just scouted, or battles as they come. You need a discipline. That chat needs to stay clear. Everybody that's in the battle got to see the battle report. They all have it. And if you're not in the battle, you can see the battle reports later. Everybody needs to know what's going on. Paying attention. You post the target. So here, closest target. So what I'll do is I'll post the link. I'm leader. I post the link. I hit share. Okay. And then I write in chat times right under the link. And everybody knows to shut the fuck up. Okay, so me, I gotta check my time, 26 seconds. Okay, and it's always good to put your time just so everybody knows you're on board and you're joining, so that you can get a count. Your leader needs to know how many people are going to join. Needs to know, because he can base off of the active castles in the enemy team, in the battle power of the particular target, so you know whether you have enough troops going into that fight that you're going to win. Not just win, but take minimal losses. It's very, very, very important that everybody sends the same preset. For that reason, everybody must share losses, or you create a whole nother problem. Anyway, I'm trying to make sure that I'm covering everything that a beginner, new people would need to know. Everybody's going to list their times. You're just going to have a huge lineup of times just running down the chat. All right, you give it a couple seconds, but you don't want to wait too long, because you wait too long, there might be a bubble. The target might bubble, or enough get online. That's another reason that you don't have everybody scouting. The only person that needs a scout is either one dedicated person that has the best tower, that can see the most information, and the leader can decide that. Unless the leader has the best, he can scout on his own, and he can choose an order of which the targets that you send. If you get everybody even just one person sending a link out of turn, even somebody that's a good friend, another deputy of the leader, you get another link in the middle of this process, and then everybody's not sure. Some may base their time off of the wrong target. And you got people confused as, okay, which is the target? You're wasting time. You need a discipline. One target's posted by the leader, and then everybody posts their times. Then the leader picks the furthest back. The one with the longest time starts off. Okay, and there's two ways to do that. Higher scout tower, that black your scouting ability. No. No. The enemy's scout tower has nothing to do with what your report will show. Only your tech, what you have your tower at, is what you will be able to see in the scout. Okay, so you're gonna want sometimes you'll run into where there's multiple people with the same time. Okay, so you might have 1, 2, 5 people that all have to start at the same time, or within a second. Everybody needs to be paying attention, needs to know who that is that's going to be starting, and that whether they have the same or similar time. So everybody needs to be ready. And you don't want to have to go through a whole nother roll call step. Okay, time, we got the times, this person leads. Is everybody ready? You don't want to have to do that. You want discipline to where they know their job and they wait. They post their time, they know who's going first, and then they know either they look in the Alliance tab and watch. And that's another thing. You don't want a bunch of people doing a bunch of solo stuff, especially not ruins and wasted notifications, because you don't want somebody having to battle clicking. As new battles come in and other battles end, the order of these tabs will change, okay? And you can lose the target that you're going for. So there's two ways to doing it. You look here and you get that battle, and then you can click on the right side on the coordinates. So say Nuff Nuff is the target here, and then my time is at 150. All right, so it takes me 150, so I'm going to want to click the target 5 seconds before. Okay, so at 155, and there's 157, 156, and then 155, boom. I click, and I should start just about right on time at 155. Maybe a second earlier, maybe a second later, as long as everybody, and one person goes a second early, it'll throw off the time, and then another person might go a second early. You'll end up with 10, 15 seconds apart. That's okay, but you want to try not to be. So if you are falling behind, you're going to want to wait until the swords start. When the first person gets to the battle and it starts, then you want to use your 25s and bump up and get there. Okay, you want everybody to hit at the same time. That is the best possible way to take minimal losses and capitalize on the target. All right, so if they are, if you have the same time, a few starting with the same time, use somebody that possibly isn't that great at matching time and they can start. And then the guys that are good, you'd be like in 5 or something. The other way is to post your own city. Say that I'm the one that's starting. I'll link my city, and then when I say in 10 seconds, and then I'll go ahead and I'll start my march, and I'll say gone. Well, everybody's going to be looking at my castle, and as soon as my march leaves, they're going to click on my march and watch that timer. The strongest hits first will give the stats. Yes, it is ideal that the person with the highest stats should land first, because the that's called the sponsor. The person that hits first sponsors the battle. Basically, his stats matches the castle stats that you're hitting. Okay, so everybody has the stats of the person that first hits the whole battle. So if you got a big guy with T10s and max castle, it won't be a max castle battle if a C20 hits first. It'll be that guy's stats that you're, so you can lose some, on that small technicality. So it's important that you get this right and that people know what's important. So again, when the march leaves, you click on the march and you watch the time. And then when you see it getting close to your time, you click the chords under the march. So here I'll show you. Where's there a fake castle I can hit? I don't want to go after one of mine because there might be troops home, and I don't want to waste my time. Here, I'll just go for a tile, right? So then you see my troops. Click on my troops. See the chords down here at the bottom? I can go there, just like that. So I watch the time, say my time's at 10 seconds. I should go now, gather, preset, and go. Make sure you know your preset. So that's the other important thing. Again, when you are set up in a hive for attack, you still want to set it up like you're there for defense. You want it set up and comfortable for both ways, whatever way. Whatever may come, if you all line up tight-knit like you're at home in your hive, you have a better chance of everything. Everybody's closer to times in the attack, and everybody's closer to defend each other. And even if another person next to you is not going to shield, you still spread out your troops. This means that majority of the time, it is rare that you'll see two different alliances stacking two different castles, or one alliance stacking two different castles. Most cases, everything's going to go at one castle at a time. Okay, so the chances, if you've got your army spread out and they also did the same for you, then you all have, as if it's just like having all those troops at home, except you have double the hospital space. You get it? So if they hit you, then he knows, everybody knows to shield after that battle, because if they hit anybody else that reinforcements are in, it could add up your wounded past your hospital limit. So you want to be conscious of how many troops you have out and where you have them, and what your hospital limit is. That way, if your troops rained out in another castle do get hit, you don't want to get hit at your own castle unless you can handle it, unless you're still under cap with the troops that you have at home. Okay, so, and if you're the one that gets hit and your buddy's got his troops in you and you got your extra troops in him, you still want to cut it off. You want to shield so that, or he wants to shield so that he doesn't get hit because he just got hit through your castle. I hope that made sense. So that's how you would want to, those are the things you're going to want to checklist through when you're going on an attack to attack another hive. Now, this can be, again, void within the realm, doesn't matter. You need to know who's coming, and they need to know their job. Yeah, well, you're going to want to shield up once you're hit so that you can calculate, so you can go ahead and heal. If your wounded capacity maxes out, then every troop after that is gonna die. Okay. And another thing is, if you're hit at home and you have low tiers at home, they fill your hospital first. So if you're hit again, the ones you lose are your top tier. So me, I never keep top or low tier troops. I have a few T1 and T2s that I use as small guards in attacks, but I'm tired of replacing them, and I'm getting to the point where I just have strong top tier troops. But actually, I'm working on this, so I can't show my troop setups or anything. But use the promotion, use this wall, and you want to promote any middle tier troops. All right, and do them one at a time. Okay, so you're gonna want to take, say you got a bunch of T3 assault cannons. All right, you don't want any T3 or any middle, no T5, and if you're a T9 castle, you don't want T7 either. So you're gonna want to take your highest count and start promoting those to the next tier up. Either that, or think about it in what is going to eliminate the excess first. Okay, what's going to group it together? So say you only have 2,000 T7, but you got 30,000 T5. Go ahead and get your T7 up to T9 first, and then start your T5 to T7, and put up your T7 to T9, and do them like staircase effect, because when you go into battle, you should be sticking your T5, and all your middle tier should be going into the Alliance fort. Anything small tier, you should not keep in your castle. You want one strong march. That's all you need. And then everybody else can reinforce you, what have you. But the bottom line is that you don't have a whole bunch of points to give away that is going to go easy. I'm going to do another video, and I'll probably do it tonight, on troop formations and what each troop does and what it's best for. So I don't want to clutter up. I've gone over, this video was to explain how to conduct an assault, how to safely and efficiently go and port on an enemy hive full of targets, and how to carry out attacks as a team, how to make sure that everybody is sharing their losses, everybody is working together. Of course, some are going to kill more than others, and lower tier guys are going to take more losses, even if they're backline snipers or assault cannons. If you're a lower tier, you're going to go first if that group's hit. Now, granted, T9 assault cannons, if the group of assault cannons is hit, you still will lose some of the top tiers. It's not going to only be the middle tier or the lowest tier. In most cases, that's if that battle really goes that far. If you guys are winning significantly and your front line never drops, in this particular game, they still have like the wall defense, those missiles that still hit the back line. Doesn't matter if you still got front line. March, the formation in battle is mirrored and reversed in Age of Z. So your troops are not fighting the exact mirror same troops. So your assault cannons are fighting your snipers, or are fighting the enemy's snipers rather than your assault cannons fighting the assault cannons. Okay, your flamethrowers are fighting their shredders rather than your flamethrowers fighting their flamethrowers. You got me? Your miniguns are fighting their bikes rather than bikes fighting bikes. So it is mirrored and reversed. If you look in the battle formation, if you watch a battle, shit. All right. I have. Where's my other phone? There we go. All right. So that's her trying to video call me, and luckily I have another phone. So
I cannot hear you.
that's because I'm in the middle of a small amounts of it. I'm in the middle of a tutorial video on live. So both phones rang though. So I answered you with my other phone. Okay, guys, so I've covered everything. If you have some questions, something that you didn't understand, just comment on the video. I'll be back with another one shortly. Thanks for watching, guys.